girl.
Friends. A very important part of our memories of high school will be the friends that we had and will continue to hold on to in the future. Tonight we are surrounded by
Good evening, classmates, friends, faculty, and loved ones. Our memories are behind us, our friends are beside us, before us are our dreams. Through the years, we have had our share of ups and downs, but because of these, we have become who we are. The choices that we have made and the goals that we have reached are just small examples of what this class represents. Do not think of high school as the past. Think of it as a stepping stone to the future. Remember freshman year? I entered high school wanting to make new friends and striving to become the all-American senior. As each year progressed, I gradually worked my way to the top. But that was my goal. My fellow classmates had their own aspirations, which they also attained over the years. Now, we can stand on our own 2 feet and march forward.
It's not 9:35.
Today is a symbolic part of what we have overcome. During these years, we have learned the power of knowledge, the wisdom of life, and the will to achieve and fulfill our dreams. At the end of this wonderful book, we can close this chapter of this memorable day of our high school days, and now let us prepare to open the next book of our lives. Congratulations to us, the class of 2001.
Look at her. Crazy.
Next, we have Still I Rise by Yolanda Adams, soloist Davina Lewis.
Old Ridge, Florida.
David E. Fontenot. Catherine M. Yance.
William H. Holler.
I. Captain.
Dimitri L. Feinberg.
Paul Blanchard.
Duke M. Hott. Paul S. Chen.
Adrian Monet Ashton.
Joanne Ambrose Melendez.
Alexandria Victoria Christie.
Alone Oski.
Stephen Reed Breyer.
All these kids on my way.
Casper.
Good.
Stephanie Cardenas.
Where she at?
Grace House.
Robert and Clay.
Tiffany
Frederick C. Gilpinson.
Sarah L. Brown.
Frederick Gibb.
Colin Diamond Street Emmer.
Ross Von Gwynn.
Shayla Brienne Bravo.
Timothy John D'Onofrio.
Melissa
Nose.
Marcus L. Poe.
Look at the nose on that one.
Barry
One,
N. Oliver.
you know you like it, nigga.
Something. Shut up.
Look at my girl.
Chapman.
Bobby T.
Shut up. Yeah. Yeah. Get him, girl.
We've moved out. We moved out on yesterday. As you can see, there's the mold or mildew from the water, all of that, and that's where the cracks came from the water. You can see the mildew. That came from the water. Then over here is, I think that is the water line. I don't know what that is. But this is the cabinet here in the kitchen. And up under here, there's water stains. I don't know if you could see them. Move it that way. See, that's water. I have no idea where that came from. But that's the water and it's molded. You can see. And I don't know if it came from that water line that's right here that led behind. And this is the floor where the water oozed up between these cracks here. You can see that's all molded and mildew. And this is June the 11th. And there are more cracks that came from the water, and there's the mold. Refrigerator. That's where the refrigerator was sitting, and I just viewed behind the refrigerator. And these are where the cracks were again, from the water coming from somewhere, but it oozed up, and there you see all the mold and the mildew. See, we can't even mop it up. We tried, but the water kept oozing up. And here, you can see how it cracked. And basically, this was the floor that was put down in January, because basically where it's cracked now, it was cracked then. And that's where it cracked, and there's mold and mildew. And that is not trash, because I've swept the floor and cleaned the floor, but you can see how the mildew and the water has just molded, and it has a terrible, awful smell, and it's been this way for the last 2 months or longer. And this is the living room. We're going into the dining room area. This is where water was dripping down from the bathroom, the main bathroom, into the living room area. And it dripped here into the floor. And this is where he patched it. And it dripped twice, and as you can see, this is where he patched it, the white part. It's where he patched it, but you can see that there's water still coming through. He's patched at the brown stains right there. And here is more water where it keeps coming through. And then over here is more water stains where the water has dripped through, and I keep telling him he has a plumbing problem. But he says his plumber says he doesn't have one. You can see these are cracks. Back it up. These are cracks from water coming from wherever it's coming from. I have no clue, but this is more cracks coming from water. And then all along here, you can see that there are more cracks. This is going up the stairs, and there are the cracks. Okay. Here is the main bathroom where I think those water stains are coming from, because it started leaking again. This is what he told me initially that they had fixed. But as you can tell, there's water seepage and mold again around that main bathroom that comes upstairs. And this bathroom sits above where that water stain was. This is the bathroom that I repaired, and I put up lights and the mirrors, which I do have to replace a couple of light bulbs. But I was never here. I replaced this new faucet, the new face bowl. And initially when I moved in, I had put in this papering. But as you can tell, I put in new piping right there, and I have the old piping that is with me, but this is all new. I put this in about April, because this was also leaking. But all that is new plumbing that I repaired. And this is the damage that the water was causing. All that mold was constantly dripping. So I never really was here and wasn't able to use it. And as you can tell, again, here we're dealing with, the cracked tile and water problems. And I had painted everything, but because the water was leaking, I left it just the way it is, because I wasn't going to repaint again at my expense. Oh, that's mold. I redid this shower because it was all molded and corroded, and I tried to do the bottom, but I could not afford to take the bottom of this out and redo it. But this is the shower in the main bathroom that I redid. The light, I replaced that light fixture there, which I decided to add a couple of bulbs. And that's the sink that I replaced with the new faucet and the brand new sink. And I do have pictures of the old corroded one. And then these are the pipes again. Those are the new pipes that I replaced. And this is the floor where the water continued to drip. As you can see, we had painted. Here's our can of paint. And we have 3 of those. This is the last one that had a little paint left in it. And we were going to finish painting, but every time we started a project, we have this problem. And as you can see, there was no tile put there, and that was like this when we came. And you can also see that that's a lot of mold and dirt and filth in there. And that's where the water kept dripping, and the water came from this area here. As you can see, that comes from, I don't know where this is coming from either, but that was a drip that always dripped, and Jock would come and plaster over it, if you can tell, if you can see. Let me focus. And as you can tell, we had painted the walls like we promised we would, but we could never get to the ceiling because of this problem. And this is the ceiling. And that's where the water would constantly come through. This is where the beam is. And this is where the water would constantly drip from. And as you can tell, if I can get a focus on it, it would drip along this whole line. You can see the water streams. And it would drip. There's the problem, and then there's where the water would drip. You can see And that's why the floor was there. And this is the carpet that we were putting down. And we have pictures of the water, but this is on the day after we moved out. I came back in to take the pictures. But this is the carpet that we had put down, we started to put down, but we couldn't continue it because of this continuous leak from this area here. And as you could see, the water stains along the beam. And this is our problem. And we had water in here for about 3 weeks. And that's, I can focus on that area again. You can see the dark spots are representative of where the water was. And this is what the problem that I asked him to fix prior to us moving on. This is June 11th, the day after move out. And I will be giving him a letter. We did give him a letter notifying that we would be moving after we received our lease. Almost 6 months later. 5 months later, we received it in May. And this is why we're here. And then he wants to sue us for rent, but he never followed through with anything. And we did pay him rent on time. Huh? Okay, and here is the part that, this is it. This is the basement. This is where another problem was, in the basement. And as you can tell, that's there, and it's still kind of dripping right now. But we could not have access to our kitchen because everything we did, the water would squeeze you up through the floor, or we'd have water gusting from somewhere. And this is in the basement.
Take a picture of this one.
And also this pipe here where my son is pointing to. Everything was just like, as you can tell, half put together. Okay. And this is middle end of that beam. You can see on the other side of the beam where there was water seeping through there as well, and he tried to patch it. He tried to patch that. That's what you see, the white parts. But if you can follow through again, you can see the water stains and the discoloration along that beam. And this was a freshly painted wall because we painted prior to moving in, but this is what continued to happen. The water is coming from somewhere and I have no clue. The excess carpet we couldn't put down behind the wall because of the water. This is the dining or the washroom area. We had to have a part replaced in the furnace after we moved because we were cold for about 2 to 3 weeks. It was no heat during the winter months when we first moved in, into January 1st to February. I have all of that documented. Okay? And this is going upstairs. And you can tell that there's the water trickled all the way over to here because of the, you can tell where the wood is messing up. But this is the cause of our odor for the last 5 months, 5.5 months, 5.5 months. And this is underneath the shower. This is in the living room again. That's one of the water spots underneath the shower that he painted over. Okay. And this is going upstairs. Let's see. I'm just gonna, And as you can tell that there was water kind of damaged along here too. And you can see the cracks.